You're like, eh. Hello, everyone. Let's let everyone give a second to pop on there. There we go. Who do we got? Who's first? Kayla. Kayla, you're first today.
Hi, Kayla.
Kayla, you beat my mom. So we'll give everyone a second. Oh, can we wave? Does that work? That's new.
Try that.
I don't know if that worked or not, Kayla. I tried to wave. Anyway, 19 people on there already. Let's give everyone a second. You still look like you're like on your tippy toes.
I am kind of.
Lisa, how are you? Let's give everyone.
Is sound good?
Is sound good? Can we get a sound check? Mary's like this. Colorado. Colleen, how are you? All right. Somebody please give us a sound check. Can you hear us?
I don't realize how tiny I am sometimes until it's times like these.
Till we can barely see your pointy
Yes.
little head.
Yes.
Kristen, how are you?
Another from North Carolina.
Sound is good. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Kayla, we need a sound check first, right out of the gate, all right? But you were. She's
you.
like, shut up. Perfect. All right. So we'll give it. Oh, we got 32.
Hi, Mike.
I think I was first. Mike, you were not first. Kayla was first.
Mike did do a like first. I saw that like coming from Mike.
You know what would be fun if Mike was ever in town and then we did like a
That would be really
guest
great.
appearance. So
Yes.
so everyone who's watching, Mike Wright is like the super famous super rep for Master Spas. Great guy, all around, model American. And one day we're gonna put him. He's been in one before.
Yeah.
The
He
swimmer.
was the very first Facebook Live with
But
you.
he was swimming, so he was underwater,
Yeah.
and then I scolded him in front of everyone, which was everyone loved. So we got to do one with Mike, and we'll actually let him talk.
I think we'll be able to do that sometime.
All right, 43 people. Okay, so sounds good, looks good. Thank you, Emery. Replying to Mike. Oh, excellent, excellent. So, all right. So today we're going to do swimming. It's all swimming, and we've got lots of questions, lots of good questions. So the topic that we sent out in the email was, what do beginner or recreational swimmers need to know? How do you adjust the current? Are there pre-programmed workouts, and what are the benefits of swimming? Okay, so that's a broad, what are the benefits of swimming? But we're going to go over all that stuff, and then Mike Wright is a top fan. That's not a surprise. So. Mary, Mary's like this.
I'm really trying to see here.
So we have to keep the iPad here, and when we're up close, we can see the questions and comments and everyone on there. But we're going to get back and do some swimming too. We're going to let Mary swim, and we're going to make her tired, even though she's got a huge swim tomorrow and a big training block. But I don't have a lot of, I don't care. So we're going to let her do both. It's good for her. All right.
I can deal with
You're
it.
in ridiculous shape anyway. It's ridiculous. So anyway, those are the topics, and then we have all the questions. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ramp this thing up for Mary to start swimming. Put your hat on and goggles.
My hat.
It's your hat. So there she goes. What speed are you looking for today? Let me choose. I won't.
The faster you go, the more I'm not gonna be able to go stay.
You stay.
Just swim.
Yeah. I'm still speeding. Coming up now. There we go. Okay, so I have that nice and gentle. Now, what you guys...
You can go a little faster.
You heard it. All right, so what we did here, which, actually that's too much, so I can't hear it. There we go. Okay, now if you guys look, hello from Sweden. Wow. Got a brand new hot tub from Master Spas last week. Katarina, congratulations. That's awesome. I love to hear where everybody's from. Hey, whoa.
Yes?
What are you doing? Get back in there.
I need to. Am I just swimming?
Yeah, swim. Keep going. You want me to turn it down?
A little bit.
Okay. It's on low 1818. She just stopped. Like, what's she doing? Dominic, I want one, but not for 52K. I'm not sure where you live for 52,000, but anyway. So, okay. So beginner recreational swimming. Now, if you guys look at that current, you see over, I'm looking for my finger, over there and there, you can see how wide that current is in the Challenger. Pretty fantastic. So Mary's really tiny. So she can, like, if she's not paying attention, I'll come take a peek when she's swimming, and she's all the way off to this side, and the current is so wide in the Challenger that she's still in there, and it's like, it's freaking perfect. I mean, they're really, really, really good. So, anyway, let's see. What beginner recreational swimmers need to know? What you need to know is that swimming in a swim spa, I'm gonna try to get into the frame a little bit, there we go, while not blocking Mary's view. So when you swim in a swim spot, that current is slowing down by the time it gets to your feet. So if you look, the current that's coming right out of the front is faster than where it is at Mary's feet. So it requires more significant core engagement. It's a little bit more challenging to swim in a swim spa than it is in a pool. So if you're looking to get fit, a swim spa is an amazing way to get fit, okay? Can you guys hear me okay when Mary's swimming, or is the splashing kind of making it funny? Just if someone could comment, let me know that. All right? So it takes a couple of weeks to strengthen those muscles. And the other thing is that, let's say you're, on your right hand, your fingers are open, and your left hand are closed tight, and you're coming down on your catch. So, but you're not the same on both sides. What's going to happen is it's going to throw you off in there. So it takes a little while to get used to that. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Philip. So it takes a little while to get used to that, and those muscles have to strengthen. But when you let's say you trained in a swim spot for a month, and then you went back into the pool, you'd be way faster, way stronger. It would feel super, super easy. So the swim spa is an amazing training tool because it's harder. It's like swimmers, they don't shave anything, and then on training or on competition day, they shave their whole body, and they're faster in the water. It's like that, but I think even more drastic than that. All right, so it's pretty interesting. So, recreational swimmers, when it comes to master spas, it's super distracting to have her swim while trying to talk and keep my thoughts straight. So, it's like for recreational swimming, the way we do it at Master is we have the H2x trainer, the H2x Challenger, which is this one, then we have the Michael Phelps. So the difference between them, there's no difference in quality, there's no difference in care or maintenance or anything like that. Then from there, the main difference is how fast they go, okay? So it's really about finding which one is the correct speed for you. All right, well, I'm gonna stop. Give her a break. See if there you go. Take a break. It's like actually hard. It's hard to talk with the splashing. So anyway, recreational swimmers, choose the right one. If you don't need to go Michael Phelps fast, then you don't really need a Michael Phelps swim spa. Maybe an H2X trainer is the correct swim spa for you. Maybe the Challenger in that middle ground is right for you. Can you actually swim in a TS Fit, or is it too short? So TS Fit. I love that tub. I'm a huge fan of that tub. We don't make it anymore. It's a Therapool D, which is very similar to the TS Fit, but it used to be in the Twilight series, and we've been here long enough to remember that. And I loved that thing, but it's really not made for swimming. It's short because where the steps come down on that one side, and then you have the seating around it, your feet are going to hit. It's just really, not only is it too short, but the seats are such that they're going to get in the way. So it's really not ideal.
It's not symmetrical either.
It's
so
not.
When
It's not. So it's just like Mary's saying, that the water returns on both sides. You have steps on one side, and you have the big therapy seat on the other side. Sean, how are you?
You could probably do some breaststroke in there if you were a shorter person.
I would think.
Yeah.
Can you hear okay?
Yes.
You can take your hat off if you want to, or you can.
No,
put
I
it
looked they're above my ears, so I can hear.
So anyway, I used to be in the Marines with this guy, and we had our Kevlar helmets, and he always used to call it his hat, and I just always thought it was funny, and I do it with the swim caps. I just call it hat because it's fun. Carlos, I am a triathlete, and my speed is about 135 per 100 meters. Is the Challenger 18D a better option than the MP Signature Deep? Okay, so if you want to, Carlos, if you want to swim, the Challenger does a 120, so it's certainly capable of what you're looking for. The Challenger is the same. If you swim on this full speed, it's a 52-minute Ironman finish, so it's fast. Most Ironman swimmers don't finish in 52 minutes. It's way faster than average. If you want to do like explosive sprint work, then the Phelps might be a better option because it's going to have that high speed, that 105. So if you're doing some speed work in there as well, the Phelps might be a better option. But the Challenger is the one we made for, for Ironman, for triathletes. Okay. We just delivered a Challenger 15 deep. Someone before that asked how to know which speed, so I'll tell you that in a second. And then, is the 15D long enough to swim in? Absolutely. This is the same as the Challenger 15 is the same swim spot as a 15D, and there's tons of space in there. Even people a foot taller than we are, so not a problem. All right, the three basic swim speeds are about a 150 per 100 for the H2x trainer, a 120 per 100 for the Challenger, and a 105 per 100 for the Phelps. I was looking at the MP because of the hot tub edition. What other models would work for me? Joe, depending on speed, you can do an H2X Trainer 19 or a Challenger 19. Those same three speeds all work, and then you have the hot tub at the end of it, so they all work.
All of the 19-foot options have the dual temperature with the separate hot tub in the back. Yeah.
So, so as far as what would you say if someone said, "Hey, what does a beginner or recreational swimmer need to know about?" How would you answer that? It's a broad question. What do you think?
I think it's different. It's much different swimming in a swim spa than it is swimming in the pool or even in a lake or something like that. And to really, especially for a beginner, is just to really be patient with yourself, because it takes some time to get used to finding where that sweet spot is for you to stay in place and building up some muscles that you have never used before, and just getting comfortable kind of swimming in a box or
a big box of water.
Yeah,
a big box of water.
It's like we say this 100 times a day, but it's like a treadmill for swimming. So you have to kind of find that spot and that speed that you feel the most comfortable in and build up from there. It's training just like you would any other sport, just to get better at it. And I think that a trainer, an H2X trainer, is awesome for beginner and recreational swimmers because there is a spot that you can stay in place. There's lots of adjustability with speed, and you just have to kind of get used to it. It's something different. It's really fun if you give yourself some patience and some time to get used to it, but it's a really great tool for exercising and fitness.
Right. So, wow, Scott Gilliam, Grady, hi everybody, how are we doing? Perfect, thank you. You have a dealer in San Antonio, Texas. What side pads? The pad for the 18, and you can do a dealer locator search for the dealer. The 18 is 18 by 8, so 18 by 8 works, okay? So, but like Mary said, we tell everyone it takes about a month to strengthen the muscles in a swim spa, and then from there, one day it'll just click. Because when you get in there, the first time you swim in there, it's going to be hard unless you're just an amazing swimmer. Amazing swimmers are amazing swimmers. You can put them in a bathtub, they can figure it out, okay? So, it's just going to take about a month for a normal person, normal swimmer, to adapt those muscles to it, okay? Let's see, Tracy, do your dealers contract the electrical work and cement work? Some do, some don't, so you'll have to ask your specific dealer that. I've seen it every way you can imagine, so I don't know, but maybe. How's that for a vague answer? Let's see. All right, how do you adjust the current? So actually, this is a good question because I'm going to have you. So this is a Challenger. So in this one, you have digital controls, and I can't move the iPad because I'll drop it in the water. All right. So what'll happen in a Challenger? Well, let's talk about the Momentum or the Signature or the Force, the Michael Phelps. In those guys, what happens is you have 1 through 100, and it's a totally separate system. So people always ask, why is the Michael Phelps more expensive? It's not because his name is associated with it. It has twice as much equipment in it. Okay, it has a whole different thing. So people are always like, just because it's got Michael Phelps' name on it, that's why it costs that much. No, it's a totally different thing. All right, so I'm going to hammer those guys. If you've ever said that and you're on here, shame on you. Get an original thought. There you go. So on that, you have 1 through 100 speeds. Okay, it's totally
It's a digital control
You can do it on the Snap app on your iPad. It's 1 through 100 to adjust those speeds on the Michael Phelps. On the Challenger, you have 3 pumps. One of them is a 2-speed, and then the other 2 are variable speed pumps, VSPs. So the VSPs can be set from 1 through 25, and then you have high and low on the one big pump. Okay, what is a pull buoy? Actually, I have it right up there. It's that stripy thing right there. That's a pull buoy. Goes between your legs, helps you flip. So in here, you can do it digitally with the VSPs, or you can keep them on full and divert them away with the big knobs, which Mary's going to go point to one on the far one. You can see. So I'm going to move out of the way. So now in the
you have this.
Right, and there's another one. There's another one right here that you can't see in there.
Oh,
right, you can't see it. So in the H2x Trainer, you put the pumps on, and then divert them away. And you're going to take some of the power away and put it in the hot tub seat. So it's just a diverter valve. Whereas in the Challenger and the Michael Phelps, they're more specific to swimming. I always kind of explain it to people like this. The Challenger and the Michael Phelps, they were designed for swimming first and recreation. Not that they're not the same recreation, they are, but swimming correctly and faster was the main focus. The H2X Trainer is 50-50, recreation, swim. It was made for recreation. It's not our hard swimmer. Okay, would you agree with that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And on the Challenger and the H2X Challenger and the H2X Trainer, you have a digital control panel for both of them that you turn the pumps on by just touching the picture, the icon. And then with the diverter valves, you have full adjustment with every little 1/4 of an inch turn, basically,
sure,
that adjusts how much current is coming out of the swim jets,
right,
to adjust the speed that you're swimming against.
And it's we fully realize that it sounds complicated. So I'll try to. It's kind of difficult to without your hands being on the valve. You really won't grasp it until you see it in person. So figure this. You have 3 pumps on this. Let's just say, scratch that. This is an H2X Trainer. It's not. It's a Challenger, but pretend with me. You turn the pumps on full. Okay? That means all that pump water has to go somewhere. The diverter valve is the steering wheel that points it in a direction. So all that flow has to go somewhere, so that diverter valve can either put it at the swim end or it can put it at the hot tub seat end. And you can decide exactly by you can turn that knob that much, and it changes the speed of your swim in the H2X Trainer. And it works really well. All right, we have swam in them plenty of times, and it works fantastic. Okay, so if you're not a strong swimmer and you don't need the Challenger or the Michael Phelps, people are like, we always kind of focus on the Challenger here because it's what we have. People say, is an H2X Trainer okay? Are you kidding? It's amazing.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's our best seller by far. The things they run on any, crazy. We put them in commercial buildings, for demos. They're running 3-phase power to it. The thing doesn't care. It's just they're like animals. They're like work trucks. All right. What's your opinion of the price difference worth it for the MP? Joe, what's the cost difference between the Challenger versus MP? Depends on where you're at. There's a lot of other factors into that. Challenger to MP, roughly $8,000 or $10,000, something like that, give or take. It's a crude estimate there. So, for me, I've had both. They both work fantastic. We're in a Challenger now.
It's really more about what you need.
It's really about the speed. So as far as the value goes, if you need to go that fast,
it's
you need
worth it.
It's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Okay.
But if you don't need to go that fast,
right.
then even the Trainer 15,
Absolutely.
the H2x Trainer 15 is going to be just as much quality and
Right.
and swimmability. If
And
you
no
don't
difference,
need
no difference in quality.
yeah.
So it's like this. If you're never going to take a car to a racetrack, you probably shouldn't buy a race car. It's the same thing.
I wish I had learned that lesson.
She has a race. She has a race car. I have a ticket to prove it. All right. How do you adjust the current? Are there pre-programmed workouts? So yes, there are in one of our 3 series. Let's see, Larry. So is H2x good enough if you are just planning to use it for leisure swimming and exercise swimming? Absolutely, absolutely. The H2x is awesome. The H2x Trainer is absolutely awesome. If you need to swim a little faster, bump it to a Challenger. If you need to go crazy, bump it to an MP. But the H2x Trainer, our best seller by far, and they are fantastic. Okay?
One of our goals is to try to get to do a Facebook Live in
an
H2X
right,
Trainer. We're working on this, so keep watching.
Weather has to cooperate. We
Yes.
are going to surprise everyone with an on-location live in an H2X Trainer 15, which is by far, and I'm almost certain it is the world's most #1 sold swim spa. Master Spa's the largest manufacturer in the world. We produce more swim spas than anyone. That's our best seller. Best-selling swim spa in the entire world. Always hits that sweet spot. So we've also got some other things lined up. Once travel is allowed and they let us out of our little cage here, we're going to get to do some really neat things. We had some really incredible lives scheduled. Can you do back and fly as well? So, Tracy,
I can.
You can maybe, but you're talking about 2 swimmers who swim freestyle only. So, can it be done? Yes, absolutely. Can we do it? No, absolutely not. All right, it's not happening. So, anyway, back to the pre-programmed workouts. H2X Trainer series. It's not digital. It's manual diverter valves. So there's nothing pre-programmed in that. In the Michael Phelps Snap app, and this is another question that we're actually going to talk about the Snap app, there is nothing actually pre-programmed for swim workouts in it, but it has the largest amount of programmability out of everything that we manufacture. The Snap app, there's no question about it that the Snap app is the world's most advanced swim control system ever.
Yeah.
There's nothing that does what that does. You can program anything, any speed in 1% increments. It's phenomenal, really, really well done.
And it's made so that you can pre-program your own workouts based on what you need for yourself.
So, but there's nothing in there. You just hit like basic program 1 and go. That doesn't exist in the MP. Okay, you have to do it. The Challenger, which as you guys, a lot of you know, some of you know, maybe you don't know, the Challenger is our newest addition to our Master Spa Swim Spa family. And there is actually 6 pre-programmed workouts, and they're sort of basic. The first one is actually called basic. Basic, peak, random is in there. Peak, I don't remember. There's 6 of them in there. Like the peak, you get up, you build up faster, and then it comes down on its own, and you just put whatever speed you want in there, and it goes. Okay, and then you have intervals, short interval, long intervals. They're all already in there, and you can write your own. But in the Challenger, the program, the customizing program is not nearly as advanced as the Snap app. So there are pre-programmed workouts in the Challenger, which the Snap app doesn't have, but the Snap app is really the next level of capable. And I'm going to make a note here on the Wi-Fi. We've had, if you read on the Snap app, you'll hear some people complain, and there's a reason why. You have a Wi-Fi module on that, and you have the swim spa, and the Wi-Fi module is on one end of it. So if you're, I have to scratch, and now my hand's wet, I'm going to ruin the cards. So in there, if the Wi-Fi has to go through this signal, has to go through the water to your iPad, you lose signal on it, and it has happened. I've had that question asked a few times, you know, even by people who actually he more than works at Master Spas, but I'm not gonna name names, but he more than works here. He's the guy. Anyway, so you want to make sure you just find that sweet spot for it where the Snap app works really well, and because it's a Wi-Fi module that puts the signal to the iPad, and it works fantastic. Okay. Are there dual temp zones for swim and seat areas? Yes, Emery. You have any of our 19 footers, or the Momentum has dual chambers, dual temp capability. This is Challenger 15 is one temperature. Okay. So pre-programmed workouts, yes, only in the Challenger. Benefits of swimming?
So many.
Start. You go.
We talk about this a lot, but swimming there's just very little impact on your joints. It's a great cardiovascular activity. There's no, what do I want to say, impact again
no
on your legs. It's just a really great exercise for anyone, for any level of fitness.
Right on. Do you want to? So they want us swimming. So we're balancing question time and
Yes.
swim time. What temperature does the Challenger reach, Kevin? The official answer is 99 degrees, and I'm going to answer this very carefully. The rest of don't laugh. I see you back there
I'm not
smirking.
going to say
Yeah,
anything.
you're not allowed to answer this question. So I am allowed to answer this question correctly. So the swim spa, as it's manufactured and shipped to you, if you go on the control panel, will go to 99 degrees. Now, normally they used to go to 104, and what happened was we had to put a dip switch on there. Okay, we had to put a dip switch on there. I don't care what the website says. Trust me on this. That dip switch now for current new models had to be put on low to cap it at 99. What we used to have is that was on high, so if someone were to switch that dip switch, it would be like an old one and would go to 104, but by regulation, the way it's set, 99. Did I answer that? Did I dance through those raindrops carefully?
I'm not saying anything.
Whatever happens with that dip switch at your house, it's your problem. Okay? There you go. So 99.
I feel like we should start answering questions too, because we're already at.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Go. Grab one. You want to start a question and I'll do a little swimming?
Sure.
Give me my goggles. She's a goggle thief.
So my first question is, what watches do you recommend, or what do you wear to track your swimming? So we use a Garmin 945.
Remember satellite off.
Yes, it has way more capability than I ever even use, but it is an awesome way to track your workouts, especially swimming workouts. So just keep in mind, if your swim spa is outside, you need to turn the GPS off. And personally, I put it on open water swim when I choose the exercise on the watch. And it's really based on averages. I'm gonna take my hat off here. So it's not
Did you say hat?
my hat. It's not perfect in terms of calculating distance, but I use it as a measure, and I always use that same open water swim. So again, it's the Garmin 945, or any Garmin that has the open water swim capability, and they work really well. And we've got Ben swimming here. I will answer another question while he's swimming. Let's see if there's one coming up here too. Yes, if we do not get to your question during the live stream, don't worry, we will go back. Do any of the models offer a sound system? Yes, you can definitely get the Bluetooth speakers, as that's an option that you can add onto it. Or you can always use a portable Bluetooth speaker that you have. And but yes, you could get it added on. It's an option. Okay, my next question is it possible to have the Master Spa in operation 12 months a year in the Midwest? Yes, absolutely. You can have it in the Northwest, in Canada, all year round. The insulation is amazing. It's an open cell insulation, and our swim spas are fully insulated with that, and it makes it so that they are super efficient to be used all year round. That is our claim to fame, that you can use the Master Spas, swim spas all year round throughout the world, really. And the covers that we include are very efficient as well. They seal the swim spa, so there's no heat or moisture escape. And as Ben always says, if it snows, you will need to go out with a broom and shovel off your cover, because no snow will melt. So yes, they are made for year-round use throughout the world, no matter what the climate is. So I did too, if you want to.
Broom, not shovel.
And I forgot to say that question was from Kristen in Missouri, or maybe, I don't know, I'm so bad.
Anyway.
It's M-O. And then the watches, I'm sorry, I apologize. And Kevin in Pennsylvania asked about the watches.
Philip, is there an app connection for the Challenger? There is not currently. All right. Can you discuss the app for the MP Momentum? I assume this lets you program workouts and control via the app. So yes, it works with iPad only, not phone. Super programmable in the Phelps. It is actually really fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really neat app.
Yeah, just make sure you're on the sweet spot with the Wi-Fi signal, and it'll work fantastic for you. So the Snap app works great in Momentum, and it's the same in the Signature as the Force. They're all the same app. Okay. But I do have to say the programming ability of it is next level. All right, let's see. Want to learn how to program sprints and easy recovery. I am a master swimmer who competes in 4 to 6 swim meets per year, 2 to 4 sprint tries, and open water swims. Also, can I measure the distance in a swim spa in a workout? So, okay. So, I need a little more information. Do you have a swim spa? Which one do you have? I'm going to assume you don't have one, or, you know, if
Who is this from? Question?
This is from Celia in BC, Canada, British Columbia, Canada. So yes, you can. As far as pre-programming workouts, they have, you know, the basic workout that comes in the Challenger. You just set the time and you set the speed, or you can have intervals where you speed up and slow down, or you can build peak and then you're just setting, you know, the speed in which, so you can make it your own recovery workout just by setting the speed on the workout that's already in there. If it's a Michael Phelps, you're going to need to program it, and then if it's an H2x trainer, which if you're doing all that swimming, you're probably a Challenger or a Phelps, okay? So in there, in an H2x trainer, you would need to, you know, just set it accordingly with the diverters, but there's nothing that can be programmed electronically in that. And then again, just based on speeds, what you want to do, I would, you know, probably based on that, depending on your speed, the Challenger works really, really well. If you need to go a little faster, go into Phelps. Also, can I measure the distance I swim in a workout? So there's 2 answers to that. In a Phelps, the Snap app will calculate the distance for you. In the Challenger, it does not do that. So we use these watches. I know Mary just covered that. The 945 works fantastic. We are inside a building, so we don't have to turn our GPS off. We put it on open water swim, and then it really measures your turnover rate. So it's not exactly accurate, but it's consistent. So.
And I was just going to say, if you're swimming that much, you probably have a pretty good idea of how far you're going in a certain amount of time, so or by your stroke rate. So you can always use that to kind of get an average of your swimming in the swim spa as well, to get an average of your distance.
Right. So
and we use that too in addition with the watch. Like I said when I was answering the question before, it's not perfect. But it does give a pretty good measure of an average of distance.
It's not like a running treadmill where it's measured based on it's water inside of a giant box, so it's not as easy to measure. Okay, let's see. With nonstop floor, can you put the bike on it without hurting the floor? I know you can't use swim shoes on the floor, Beth. So, actually, that's a good question.
With
so
none?
the bike, can you put the
Yeah.
bike on the soft tread?
Oh.
So I don't know. I've never been asked that, and I've never seen it done. So
I don't see why not.
I personally, I think this stuff is rough, and it's very capable. Are you going to wear it down prematurely with something like that? Maybe. So I don't know that I would do that. I might put something on top of it, maybe. That's a good question.
Or
I'll
maybe
see if I
make
can-
sure that the bike has some kind of
Rubber yeah.
feeding.
Depending on the bike. So I actually like the bike in the swim spa. I don't like a treadmill in the swim spas, but I like a bike in there. But it just gets in the way of everything else. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I would be very careful because for me, I'd rather have the soft tread than a bike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
The bike is really neat. Me personally, I would never be able to get it in and out by myself.
I couldn't.
And then I wouldn't be able to swim. So I guess it kind of depends on
Right,
what
they
your
always
main
leave that
purpose.
part out of the ad. You know, like you oh, this bike, you drop it right in your pool, it's fantastic, except that it weighs 4,000 pounds when it fills with water. Oh yeah, you just put it right in. They show you putting it in. It's fantastic. A child could put it in. They could. 20 children can't get it out. Okay?
You actually, I know I wrote the questions here, and you have a question about the treadmill and so if you could answer that, maybe that'll be a good segue.
Yes. On the boogie board.
That one.
How much is it to add an underwater treadmill to a swim spa? Do you need special shoes in the swim spa? That's Jenny in California. So the underwater treadmill, we don't manufacture one. There are aftermarket ones that you can buy. Here's my problem with the treadmills. You have a mechanical device living underwater. It's never going to go well. It's not going to end well, okay? Mechanical devices weren't made to really go in the water, and there will be a certain level of maintenance that needs to be done, and eventually it's not going to work anymore. So I don't love anything mechanical that lives under the water. Water beat the Rocky Mountains, it's going to beat your treadmill. So I'm not a huge fan of that. You need special shoes. So if you don't have soft tread, and Master's the only ones that offers that, if you don't have soft tread, you will need some kind of a rubber shoe for grip in a swim spa. On the soft tread, you can run barefoot and you're really sure-footed.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you don't need anything. So I had someone say that they got a blister doing that, and I've never had that happen, and he kind of laughed it off and said, oh, maybe I have to toughen up my feet. I've never even remotely experienced that, but I have been told by one person. So
I have so many blisters on my feet from
But
running. So
not
I don't,
from that, though.
No, not from that.
yeah, from
Just from
yeah.
regular running.
So that is
So
not something that we've experienced.
Yeah.
So I prefer the soft tread with no shoes.
And you can still wear the rubber, shoes with the soft tread, but it's
I
definitely
mean,
not
there is
needed.
some concern about it wearing it out
Right. Yeah.
eventually, like the bike,
Yeah.
like the bike
Right,
feet.
yeah.
I don't think you're gonna, do anything to harm it quickly, but eventually it will wear out. If you're running on there all the time in rubber shoes, or if you're setting a bike on there. So, probably I would think it would start to wear it down prematurely.
I have a question from Susan in California. I'm a long-time lap swimmer and need a challenging swim. Which swim spa would work for my needs? So we've kind of talked about this all throughout, but if you need the speed of a 105 per 100 meter, then the Michael Phelps definitely is for you. If a 120 per 100 meter is sufficient and that's going to be challenging enough, then the H2x Challenger is perfect for you. It really depends on what speed you need to be able to swim that challenging for yourself. But that either one of those would be your best bet depending on how fast you want to be able to go.
Okay, my turn?
Yep.
What is the difference with how you swim in a trainer versus a challenger swim spa? Tom in Texas. No difference. No difference in how you swim, it's just how fast you can swim. No difference at all. It's moving enough, plenty of water in an H2x trainer to swim in place without a tether. Works fantastic. The quality of the swim in the Challenger was very on purpose. It's very, very wide, and so, swimming in the Challenger, I dare say is easier because it's so wide. The current is huge.
And it's a cleaner, because there's no
air injection.
It's a cleaner current.
Absolutely. So, but as far as that, there's no difference in what you're doing, in one versus the other. Okay? Do you have another?
Yes, I have two more.
I have one more.
This is from Stephanie in West Virginia. What if I don't want to swim or want a current, but just want to be able to lay on my raft? Then you should lay on your raft.
It works awesome.
It's awesome. A raft will fit afloat. We've had lots of pictures on Instagram with our customers and floats and
dogs.
Just don't turn your jets on and chill out with a cocktail and enjoy.
I love floating around this thing. So, is it my turn?
Yep.
All right. This is from Cynthia in Canada. I'm not sure where in Canada. It's a big place. Do the H2x swim spas have the ability to tether a boogie board for kids to play in the swim spa? No. Our Master Spa's official answer to that, I have never been asked this. I'm going to safely answer for the entire company worldwide. The answer is please no. If you see this stuff here, this thing weighs 20,000 pounds with water in it. Okay, so we build these things like mad. They are hard and very unforgiving. If a child hits their face or head on this is never going to break. Okay, teeth are a concern. The helmets for boogie boarding or like I can't even think of the word. The little canoe things, the kayaks.
Oh, kayaks.
If you're in a kayak, the helmet goes just like this. That doesn't protect any of this from this. I would not do that. Our answer is no diving. I'm gonna err on the side of legal safety and say please no. I don't recommend that at all.
Tubes with the current on creates a nice little lazy river.
Lazy river.
That's also
let's
fun.
Be safe. Yeah, we don't want to see anything bad happen. So
right.
We're gonna say please no on that one. All right. Do the H2X have the option of a saltwater conversion? You could put salt water in anything aftermarket. We will void your big beautiful warranty as soon as we see it. It's just too corrosive, especially at higher temperatures. It's not a swimming pool. It still has mechanical pumps, heater. It still has all that stuff that is super, impacted by the corrosiveness of that salt. So we're going to say you can do anything you want at your house. However, if we catch wind of it, we are going to take our whip out and crack away your warranty. Okay, so it's not worth it. You don't need it. So probably takes 25 minutes a month, 20 minutes a month to take care of this thing. Our water's flawless, doesn't smell like chlorine, it's perfect. So
it really is.
Take a minute, learn how to do it right, and you don't need that salt. Okay? That's it for me.
And my last question is from Joe in Maine. I'm 6'5"
Big boy.
Will I fit in a swim spa without wrapping my feet and hands or bottoming out? Absolutely. Yes. I would recommend the deeper model for you, so you have a little bit more space when you're swimming so that your hands do not scrape the bottom. But the deep models were created with Michael Phelps in mind, so that's why we have that 5 feet high off the ground. And
maybe the 18-footer.
I was just going to say, yeah, maybe the 18-foot model that has the longest swim area, so that might be best for you so that you're not kicking the steps or anything like that. But no, your hands won't scrape the bottom. You'll have a lot of fun in the swim spa.
Oh yeah. Let's see. H2x trainer for you. Do you have a program lessons, something developed to watch or read to improve swimming techniques? Actually, Dave, if you look at our Facebook
Can you
lives,
say that a little bit louder?
Oh,
sorry.
It went away.
Oh.
Basically, it was asking whether or not we had a program developed for swimming.
Oh.
If you look, as far as learning how to swim in there, we did a live video, if you look back in there, on how to swim in a swim spa. That was the one that Mike was in.
Yes,
so our super famous, super rep, Michael Wright, most handsome man in hot tubs, with the exception of, Mr. Arizona. So I won't name names. So anyway, he went through all the toys, learning. It's fantastic. It's a great video, and it does discuss all of that in the beginning. You'll love it. I'm 5'3", interested in the trainer. What is a good height? Well, this is a deep one. Mary is 4'10", and this is the deep one. You want to go stand back there?
Sure.
So Mary is 4'10", and this is the 60-inch. So I mean, the 60-inch is really, really awesome. I mean, it's fantastic. It's not too deep for her in any way.
Nope.
As far as water exercise goes, it's amazing because she gets the biggest reduction on impact on her lower body. So you'd be fine in either one. You know, we like the 60, so whichever one works. Not all. Just keep in mind, not all the swim spas are available in both heights. And if it's a Challenger, it's only available deep. Okay.
And the Michael Phelps too.
And the Michael Phelps, right. All right. We got any others on there before we wrap this up? Yeah, what happens is as we're talking, a couple of questions come in at the same time, and then it scrolls up, and I can't see them anymore. So we have to, we'll circle back, right? So just to give a quick, here's a link to the video on YouTube. Oh, perfect.
Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you. Could you show the rower? Yes. We leave them in. So sorry to turn my back to you. So you sit down.
Nice. While Ben's rowing, again, we will be back on 2 Wednesdays for Facebook Live. I'm not good with dates right now, and I can't think that. I'm too hungry. I'm hungry and tired, and I don't know what 2 Wednesday dates is.
14 days from now, we'll be back.
Yes, in 2 weeks we'll be back with Facebook Live on Wednesday, 4 o'clock
22nd?
Eastern time.
22nd, maybe? 20, we'll go with 22nd.
So we look forward to seeing you all back then.
Just a quick on lead time, ordering times. Right now we are about 160 days or so on a build of a hot tub or a swim spa. Unbelievable traffic, unbelievable inquiries. They're pouring in. Our dealers are doing everything they can. They're slammed. Please be patient when you send an inquiry in. Don't get upset with them. I assure you that no one was prepared to be 10 times busier than normal, which is what we're experiencing. Like I said, many times in the past, Master Spas, 100% built in the USA. We don't have production problems. We are basically working on a market share that's bigger than our normal market share because of other companies that can't produce anything. Things that are made out of the US, all bets are off right now. So Master Spas is American muscle, and we are flexing. I promise you, as long as it seems like it's taking, we are still the best case scenario, and we are working our butts off. And in a way that we have never experienced and never expected.
Yes.
Hundreds of new people, new hires at the factory, dealers bringing on extra support staff, people just to answer emails and inquiries, just immense. It's crazy. So please bear with us. We will get you. I started talking to right now. You're about, that 5-6 months out. So if you want something for spring,
it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea to get your order in now and give them a little extra time to get that done. Okay, so rather than if you wait till December and you think you're going to get it in spring, man, I wouldn't gamble on that. So I would start thinking about placing an order and getting on that list, because the list grows every week. Our lead time is going up a few days. Seems to have tapered where it is right now, about that 163 days. It was going up 10 days a week. Okay, so anyway, that's it.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll circle back to all the questions on the comments. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet, or even where we're going to be, but we will be here. All right?
Have a great night, everybody.
Be good. Thank you. See you soon.